Welcome back to my backyard snack yard. Today is all about spring color and spring bulbs. They're some of my favorite things to grow. They just really brighten up the home, especially during these cold months. Our year really started with a cold snap. We had temperatures of -5 degrees Celsius overnight. So even though it was really cold, we still didn't get that much snow. We just got like a little sprinkling, not enough to play in or anything like that. But it was really lovely to see it fall anyhow. And now I am ready to get some spring colors and scents into the house. So when I saw these 6 little white hyacinths, I couldn't resist them. And I had the perfect pot to put them in because I found this beauty here on sale. It actually had an eye-watering price originally. It was £30 for this pot, but it's reduced down to £3. How crazy is that? So I'm just going to get a mix of all-purpose compost and some sand and grit and get it in there. The thing about this pot is it does not have any drainage hole, but I find that's never really an issue with these kind of bulbs here. Because I'm keeping them inside, I can really restrict how much water they get and really regulate it. I've done this before. Let me show you. Here's a lovely little bit of kitchenware that I decided to repurpose and pot up with some spring bulbs last month. And as you can see, some of the little crocus bulbs I got in there are already starting to peek their way up out of the soil, and the moss as well. And of course, because it is kitchenware, it's a soup tureen, it has not got any drainage holes in the bottom. But I've even seen some garden centres have also been having little spring bulbs now, and they have potted them up in little beautiful containers or pots or little jugs without any drainage holes. And it does not seem to be a problem as long as you keep the water limited and you make sure that the bulbs don't start rotting if they have too much water. Then it seems to be absolutely fine. But I do want to start popping some holes into my little containers, my little repurposed kitchenware, so I can leave them outside as well, because that gives me that flexibility, and then I can not worry about the rain coming and just drowning them completely. But for the time being, I'm going to keep watering them very sparingly. And as soon as these guys all start shooting up and get a bit stronger and bigger, I'll bring them into the house so I can enjoy the beautiful flowers. I so love crocuses. But let me get on with potting this little guy up before it gets too dark out here, because our days are very short. So now it's all potted up, and I just think I need to add some support, because with these hyacinths they tend to grow really tall and top heavy, and then they sort of flop over. So I like to add a little cage, a little natural cage made out of sticks from the garden to help keep it upright and decorate it too. So let's go and pick a few sticks. I've got a really tangled web of forsythia over here. I so love the really yellow branches, and they're nice and bendy too. So I'll get a few of those. And I want to get some of this japonica quince too, because it's so beautiful. It's got some really lovely buds. And when I brought them into the house a year ago, they just bloomed into this beautiful, really light pastel pink blossom, whereas out here they're much more orange. So I'm going to try to get myself a nice long stem here that might be able to flower as well. So now I just need to build a cage out of these long stems here. I might need to shorten some. Let's have a little look. So there's the first one. So here it is, the final little cage, and that will allow the hyacinth blossom just to grow through and have some support as they get taller and heavier. I'll just bring it inside now and enjoy it. I can't wait for them to bloom and fill the house with their beautiful perfume. So here we are, just over 10 days since I potted up the little bulbs, and they are all in beautiful bloom. You can see each of the bulbs actually ended up having about 3 flower spikes, which is very impressive. They are smelling so gorgeous, and they have really filled out that little supportive cage I put in there. You can see some of them are trying to escape a little bit, as they get a bit heavier, but I could even tie some string around them if I want to keep them in there. What I'll do is I'll keep on watering them sparingly because the pot again does not have any holes. And once they finish flowering, I'll snip all of the stems right down to the base and keep feeding the bulbs and the foliage. And then by May, when there's no more danger of frost, I'll plant them out into the garden where they'll keep flowering year after year. So it's really a gift that keeps giving. So wonderful. So with that, thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this a bit interesting, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.